breaking the building.
Y'all have done it like 3-4 times now.
Hey now.
Hey
What's
now.
going on? Welcome to the Ales and Tales podcast. We are going to bring you a new beer review today from SixPoint Brewery. It's Mike's Hot Honey Slice Sipper. So that's going to be interesting. I'm excited about that. Ben brought us this one as a something to try.
We'll see. I saw it. Thought it looked interesting.
It does look interesting. I like hot honey. I like honey. And I like beer. So I think it's a winner.
We'll find out.
We'll see what happens. So, if you are new to the show, we are going to bring you different perspectives on beer, give you a chance to see if it's something you would like or that we just suffered through one so you don't have to. We are going to review this SixPoint beer today. If you are listening to us and you want to watch us, you can watch us on YouTube at the Ales and Tales podcast. If you are watching us and you don't want to see this, then you can listen to us on the Ales and Tales podcast.com, where you can find all of us. And if you want to give us some dough to buy some beer, you can find us on Patreon. So there's some benefits there too for any of our Patreon followers. And that is all I can think of saying about that.
Right now?
Yep.
There are a lot of benefits. Welcome, Ben. Whack, whack.
Waka, waka, waka.
So third episode of the podcast.
Which is always an interesting one.
Right?
Yeah.
I forgot we were supposed to start this off with everybody wearing their...
Jordans.
yeah,
Jordies?
Daft Punk.
that's right.
Do this episode as Daft Punk.
Yeah.
That works for you, actually. That looks kind of cool. So this SixPoint Brewery is in Brooklyn, New York City. So, you know, when I think of whiskey, I think of how they always went and found the most pure water possible. And we were joking last episode about the Cleveland River water being used for beer. So when I think of Brooklyn, New York, I do not think of anything clean water related.
East River.
Catskills.
Yeah. It's the cleanest water, drinking water in the world.
Because they have to filter it like 3 times as much.
No, they get it from, I want to say Lake Ontario. Or it literally is the cleanest, best water you can get is in New York.
Isn't there something about the pizza being made with that water? It's like supposed to be, okay, yeah.
Supposedly, but I've heard both sides of the argument. Not sure how.
And bagels, too, I think.
Bagels as well, yep. But I mean, the water that we're referring to here is the East River. So, yeah.
So, it makes you wonder.
Tasty.
You always have to wonder what it is that's the special ingredient.
Yeah.
So, real quick, we'll start off with a beer quote. Maybe life and beer are very similar. Chill for best results.
Okay.
I can dig that. So, SixPoint Brewery, I'll tell you guys a little bit about it, and then we'll dive into a description of the can for those of you who are just listening. SixPoint was founded in 2004. We like to say it was born at the dawn of civilization, though that's a story for another time. I don't get it. In the neighborhood of Red Hook, Brooklyn. Is that where Red Hook beer is from?
Probably.
That would make sense. It was essentially a cult.
Sure.
It was essentially a cult brewery. So you had to be a member of the cult to brew the beer, or
I guess.
draft only, mysterious, cryptic. So is this history statement. In 2010, we released our canned creations and have been tweaking, improving, and releasing new formulations ever since. Then, in May of 2017, we took our biggest step forward to date, releasing all of our ales raw and unfiltered, and simultaneously incorporating new and incredible raw materials obtained over years of sourcing.
Yeah.
So yes, the East River. Their philosophy, what is mad science? Mad science is the foundation of SixPoint creativity and defines our formulation. It starts with a solid bedrock of scientific knowledge. That's probably important. Without that, well, it's simply madness. From there, you add a dose of unbridled creativity, free thinking that borders on insanity. The methods are chaotic, but the results are undeniable. All right, I'm not going to read the rest of it because it keeps going, but all right, we'll see what happens.
Does anybody actually go out of their way to read all that stuff on the About page?
If you have a beer podcast,
Perhaps?
yes.
That's why we do it for them.
Or is it just SEO
Probably.
SEO loaded prompts, Carly? What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. Keyword stuffing.
Keywords, you got to put them in the about section.
You said keyword stuffing?
Sometimes that's bad practices, but I don't think they do that. But
No.
The key reason for the abandonment of the nomadic lifestyle was beer. Oh, yeah, okay, I get that. Fermentation. I was talking with somebody the other day about fermentation, like what is the most important invention for humankind? And it was fermentation was one of the options. And I was like, yeah, I think by far fermentation is definitely one of the best things that the human race has ever figured out.
Homogenization?
Nah.
No.
What do you think, even from a food perspective, and storing foods and kimchi, staple of a diet, in country, and you
Foods,
have
beverages, because you couldn't drink
sauerkraut.
water a lot. I mean, I joke about the East River, but you really, water back then had bacteria and people had trouble. That's why most of the time they were drinking wine, right? They fermented. It allowed them to be a lot better off.
They're probably a lot
less sick.
healthier.
Well,
They were
considering
giving
they weren't,
their immune system a workout.
well, they were giving everything a workout because they weren't sitting at home working out their thumbs, messing with their phone the entire time. You had to be out there and about, fighting off ravenous hyenas or something.
The phones came the year after.
That's right.
people on their phones. I was driving in a parking lot, and there was two different people that I almost hit because they just were crossing the street, not on their phones, like not looking at traffic.
That is a new thing I've noticed. Like people walking across crosswalks, literally not even looking up, just assuming I'm not going to die. I'm like, buddy, what an interesting gamble you're making, or just not paying attention in general.
I look both ways when driving across a one-way street. That's how much I trust humanity.
Right.
Yeah, me too.
Right. I've had two people almost hit me walking across crosswalks before. One, I jumped up on their hood years ago, Wilmington, North Carolina. I was walking down Market Street, and this dude came flying right up and didn't stop in time, and I just jumped straight up because I saw him and poof, landed on his hood. I'm like, what the heck?
So
I
even then,
forgot you had that crazy vertical. I remember you jumping up on the desk back in the day. That was pretty impressive, actually.
When you weigh nothing, you can almost float. It's pretty cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mike's got the gravitational pull of the moon.
Yeah.
Oh, he's buddies with Terrence. He's defeated gravity.
That's right.
I did. I don't know if you were there at the time. You remember the sales desk?
Yeah,
With the
Yeah, I mean,
the top
yeah.
is about this
Yeah.
high. I used to go to jump flat foot up onto it.
yeah. Where we got eviscerated by the management on high.
Yeah.
So on a
The
daily
daily
basis,
cracking.
Wait, they were high?
probably. Who knows? Matt West with his Candy Crush game that he would play all the time. Let me finish this up real quick. And then, no, dude, I need a deal desk.
There
Come
are
on.
important things that must be done. You must defeat.
This is a timed
level
round.
285. So
We love you, Matt.
can art, Carly,
Sure.
dive in.
Okay. We got 6-Point
Give her some
Brewery
music.
Slice Sipper. It's an ale with Mike's Hot Honey. On the front, you see New York skyline and a piece of pizza skateboarding on the sidewalk. But there's a fire hydrant spraying water at him, kind of giving him some momentum. And in his two hands,
There you go.
he has.
I'll come back. Okay, you went too far. Keep going. There, right there.
It's like cracking a
Is
safe,
this the new running joke?
right?
And the piece of pizza's hands on his skateboard, he has beer in his right hand and hot honey in his left. And there's a smiling bee, and there's a smiling chili pepper, and a smiling cloud. It's a happy day.
Top right.
Yeah, and a sun with a confetti, or is it a straw?
I don't know. Is he trying to suck the life out of everybody, or is he going to blow confetti all over him?
I don't
So,
know.
I mean, the name of the beer is Sipper, so I'm assuming it's like straw for sipping.
Okay. Everybody's very happy on the can.
And then, yeah, there's a Brooklyn, New York, in the
Wait,
can art.
it's Slice Sipper. The sun's trying to drink the pizza.
Oh,
It's odd. Well, the whole thing looks like a
cartoon.
like a weird Beavis and Butthead
It's like
on mushrooms
if
cartoon or something.
Hieronymus Bosch painted cartoons.
It reminds
see
me
that.
of, what's the name of the show? The Regular Show. You ever see The Regular Show?
No,
Reminds me of a character from The Regular Show.
I was thinking the one with the fries and the
Aquatine.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. I could see that too.
Yeah, it's very odd, very cartoony, like you said. I don't really know what's going on. I'm thinking more Mad Honey.
I
than
know,
Hot
like
Honey.
you were playing the music, and you should have played like the old school, like Looney Tunes, like at the end of Roger Rabbit when they're driving off into the cartoon world.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think we need the most important sound, though.
Good stuff.
You said most important. I thought you were talking about me, but I was wrong.
You want to start it off?
Sure.
Go for it. Oh, that's
All
interesting.
right. It is a nice straw. Not even, I wouldn't go straw. It's
That's light.
Go ahead and put your glass
Oh,
on that.
sorry.
Here we go. You're free.
I remember the first two times.
Carly has the most important job. She's got to keep everything in front of the camera for people. That is a really light-looking beer.
It is.
So this is a farmhouse ale, so Saison style.
Thank you.
Made with Hallertau Blanc hops for a bright citrus and peppercorn aromas combined with a touch of mild chili heat.
Oh.
We'll see if we get that or not.
It'll burn the throat, clear out the sinuses.
Yeah, I'm curious about the smell.
Definitely
They
get
had-
I definitely get the Saison pepperiness.
Just a little of the farmhouse funk of a Saison smell.
I don't smell any chilies.
No.
I smell them a little bit. I smell a lot of spice.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I smell, it's almost a Hefeweizen. Farmhouse ales, a lot of times, are going to give you that kind of banana nose, just a hint of banana, a little bit of straw, like wet straw, wet hay.
Right.
Did you already try it?
Yeah.
Okay. That was the sound of somebody who already tried it.
There's no.
And?
Yeah.
It's the perfect pizza beer.
Yep. I can see that.
Oh,
whoa.
you got the kick? You got that?
At the end.
Yep.
It starts off like you get the sweetness at the tip of the tongue, that brightness, that lemony
honey.
brightness. It touches, and you're like, oh, it's going to be sweet. And it just dies.
Yeah.
There's no sweet whatsoever after the front of the tongue.
There's a little bit of a back of the throat sting. A throat stinger now
Yeah.
available at.
Mike'sToyStore.com.
Is we gonna have a throat stinger?
You got to write this down. I'm not going to remember this stuff.
Tongue glove.
Tongue
What
glove,
would a
throat
throat,
stinger.
what would a throat
Throat
stinger
stinger.
be, Jim?
What would a
It's like
tongue
the
glove be?
spice. Right. It's the spice.
But in the toy store?
Yeah.
So, so it's like one of the flavored, it's like a chili pepper flavored lubricant.
Right. It's a stinger for your throat.
It's a
I don't
stinger
know
for the
where you're
throat.
going with this, man.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say.
I mean, at the start of the idea of this podcast was whole, maybe we get endorsed one day and make money. And if you're wanting to make money, I don't know. Mike'sToyStore.com might be the way to go.
Could be. Could be. Bless you. We got yawns, sneezes,
Sorry.
coughs, hacks.
I'm not really a fan so far.
So it's so weird between the beginning, the front of the tongue, to the back. The first tenth of my tongue, just the tip of my tongue, gets sweet and it stays there. It's not going away.
Right.
But the rest of it is just salt. It's salt all the way across my tongue, and at the very back of my throat, pepper.
I feel the pepper. I don't detect the salt, sweetness a little bit. But because of the peppery aftertaste or after effect, if you will, not exactly, I think you're right. Having a pizza with this would
be
certainly
spot
offset
on.
it.
The marinara sauce, the sweetness
classic.
of the marinara would work well with
Yeah.
it.
New York pepperoni, little red chili flake on there.
I definitely could see this being a pizza beer, 100%.
Yeah, it's obvious. I mean, they put it on the pizza on the beer can.
But not a by itself sipper.
No. You have to have something with this.
I'd get the Mike's Hot. I don't get the Mike's Honey.
I get the honey off the front. Like, I mean, some of that sweetness that hits the front of your tongue is that honey,
It's like, and then gone.
but it's gone. Like, it doesn't linger like a lot of honey will in beer. It doesn't sit.
No, there's no sweet coating.
Okay, as it warms up a little bit in the glass, I'm smelling the chilies more.
It's making me burp like crazy.
Yep.
Maybe I just thought it was the pepperiness of the Saison at first, but I'm getting a little heartburn hug after it sits there in the solar plexus too. After a little bit, it's the chili. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Well, if you do take a big enough sip, I took a big one and it came up like it gets your inner side.
Probably
of
what made me sneeze before.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
Like I started getting the tingle in the nose.
Nose tingler.
There you go.
Now available.
Mike'sToyStore.com.
Oh, that's good.
So many innuendos.
Right?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, this is
Not by itself beer.
no. Would
Now
you
I'm
go with
getting
those
the banana
pretzels,
to
you
go with
think?
it.
Or
It needs something. Oh, I'm trying to decide too. Like, would it be better in a different style other than a farmhouse? You know, an IPA. Like, I've had an IPA, like a hot chicken IPA or something before. And
Hot chicken IPA.
I don't know. Chilies and peppers are always very hit or miss in beer. It's most of the time I like chilies and not like if it's got jalapeno, I'm almost guaranteed not to like it. Except for there is one of my favorite beers that has jalapeno in it. But I don't know. It's okay. It's definitely needs something.
It needs pizza.
Needs
Yeah.
pizza.
Yeah, this is not a beer by itself. This is a something.
There was a beer in Ohio, the brewery that I used to work at, Boss Dog. It was their hipster IPA, like one of their most popular IPAs, and they would put Calabrian chili peppers, and it was pretty spicy. And I couldn't drink a full one, but like in a flight, it was kind of good because it has that Citra mosaic hops, so it's pretty floral, but then it has that little spice, and it was unfiltered. It was like hazy, so I thought that was good.
Yeah, a little bit could go a long way, right? You don't need a whole bunch of this, which is funny that it's sold in a tall boy. Man, I don't know what to think about
we're
this.
kind of like we're stupefied. We don't know what to say about this. It's we do, but it's like okay.
But do we?
So I mean, well, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10 Delawares, where would you place it?
This isn't a Delaware beer. It's
No.
not. It's not
got
unexceptional.
It's got more going on to it than Delaware. It's more of a Cleveland beer.
So this does remind me a little bit of a beer that I used to really like. So I used to go to a lot of hot sauce conventions with my buddy Anthony, and they were up in Cincinnati at Jungle Gems, which is like this ginormous, like if you think of Whole Foods before Whole Foods was ever around, and Walmart Supercenter, if they merged, it's massive. They had their own tram system, like Disney World. It was crazy. But they had a hot sauce convention every year. It's called the Weekend of Fire. I think I mentioned it once or twice. And there was a beer there that I could only find there. And it was, I think it was in green or yellow-green bottles. And it actually had a little pepper, like a thin, it almost looked like a Thai chili, but it wasn't a Thai chili, pepper in each bottle of beer. And it was delicious. It had just a little bit of kick, but it was lighter than this by far. So that you got more of the pepper, and the ale was just kind of there. It didn't have the saltiness of this or the sweetness. It was just kind of a not normal, like a Pilsner or something. And it was very good.
I guess I'm just not picking up on the salt.
Man, I get a lot of salt.
I'm feeling the pepper in my tongue and my throat.
I'm getting a lot of that, and it's maybe because I'm not a huge fan of hot, spicy things that I detect it more. So
It's very weird.
yeah,
Like if I take a smaller sip, I get more of the chili pepper. And if I take a bigger sip, it dries out. You don't get as much of the sweetness. Hits me more a little bit in the back.
it's pretty. It's
I can kind of see what you're saying with the saltiness, sort of.
if
I
they
think.
remove the pepper, it would be a very straightforward, almost Delaware-esque beer.
I think I would almost like this better just a plain Saison. Like Saison sounds pretty good right now, to be honest.
Pizza sounds really good right now.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem.
We always go that direction with the food.
I'm torn.
pairings.
Like I feel like it's kind of growing on me. Like I'm drinking it pretty quickly.
We'll stop for a second and grab those pretzels. We're going to try it with something at least and see if that changes it. While you're doing that,
We should order some pizza.
right? That's what we need to
How
do
quick
every
can I get
episode.
here?
Stat, get pizza, stat.
Hi,
What is your
Domino's.
go-to quick fast food
I know,
pizza?
agreed.
Quick Jets.
Jets?
I'd say Pizza Hut, but
Yeah, I would say the same thing.
yeah, old school Pizza Hut. They're newer. stuff.
Carly,
I like Papa John's, but if I was in Ohio, I would say Giorgio's.
what about your favorite frozen pizza?
Ooh, thank you.
None,
Bruschetta.
none yet.
The one that
like
tastes the
bruschetta.
cheapest.
But also, Costco has a really good deal.
No kidding.
Like $11 for 4 frozen pizzas. Yeah,
Yeah, and they're good.
and they're not bad. You just have to add some toppings.
I forgot. I think it was Red Baron.
Red Baron.
Red Baron does a good job.
Love
They
me some
did a
Red Baron.
croissant pizza.
Really?
So it was a croissant bread and croissant crust instead of a regular pizza. I think it was.
My favorite frozen pizza?
Yeah.
Bagel bites.
Yeah?
I love bagel bites, especially like don't even put them in the microwave. Get them all like gummy and chewy.
Right.
I was an old like after school favorite snack of mine.
My mom had one of those pocket makers. You remember those the sandwich press kind of thing?
Yeah,
So I was
Panini.
talking about the last. No, not panini. The one like what I was talking about with the PB&J last episode, where it seals the edges and like seals the diagonal.
And it yeah.
I got one at home.
Do you?
Oh,
That's
dude,
awesome.
Grilled PB&J is the only way to eat a PB&J.
We used to put marinara and mozzarella and pepperonis in that.
With bread?
And just make pizza
All right,
pocket
I had someone
sandwiches.
the other day tell me about this. I've never tried it. Have you ever had a leftover spaghetti sandwich? Mm-hmm. Take your
What?
leftover spaghetti and you put it into a sandwich
Really?
and grill it. Mm-hmm. Like a grilled cheese.
It's good. You want to talk about carbs? Holy crap. So Hop House Tennessee Taps used to have that on their menu, and I'd gotten it a couple of times. Just
A
sandwich,
spaghetti sandwich.
sandwich filled with spaghetti
Huh.
and marinara. Yeah, it was good. Again, it's, carbs on carbs.
Yeah.
With carbs. Not quite as bad as the donuts we were talking about a while back, which
Yeah.
is fat covered, fat filled, fat filled. Okay, third episode. Fat fried, fat covered, fat filled, fat with sugar.
Right.
You mean $5 donuts?
Yes. Yes. That's exactly what I mean.
Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
No, have you been to $5?
I don't think I have.
$5 is like a 3-inch tall donut.
Yeah.
Like they're
Like Gigi's
giant.
cupcakes.
Yeah, they're
Parlor
giant.
donuts is much better, I think.
Powdered?
Parlor donuts.
Parlor.
Parlor donuts?
It's good. Similar, but good.
But are
They're
you a yeast donut guy or a cake donut guy?
Yeast.
Yeast?
That's
I
what
like
mean.
regular plain donuts that you get from Dunkin' Donuts for coffee.
Oh my god, it's disgusting.
Oh, it's
I love
delicious.
donuts. Are like the one sweet I can't say no to. Like even when I'm trying to be good, if I'm working out, if I'm eating healthy, I'm drinking all my water, I'm doing everything I can. You walk into office and they got donuts, I'm screwed. Like, but Dunkin' I can walk away from. Now Dunkin' donut holes. I think donut holes are where cake donuts redeem themselves because you get that perfect little. But like a whole cake donut is just it's not a donut.
The sour cream donuts are really good. Or the cruller or the
Crawlers?
Crawlers are awesome. Those were my favorite donuts as long as I was
They
around.
still have them?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
But here's the thing is
Since
that
I ever first got into donuts as a kid, those are always
the
my favorite.
further you get away from Boston, Northeast area, the worse Dunkin' Donuts gets.
Oh really? Okay, maybe that's.
So,
it.
I mean,
Maybe
I was kind
I've
of,
always wondered why the North loves them so much.
because they
It's
originated in the
garbage.
Northeast.
Yeah, but
and when I was a
garbage.
kid, it was a treat to go to a Dunkin' Donuts. It was delicious. But over time, the like everything else, the quality has gone down. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe my taste buds have changed.
See, I mean,
Cost of
that's
ingredients.
part of it. You got to figure. I grew up in North Carolina, went to church in Winston-Salem, the home of Krispy Kreme. So I grew up a Krispy Kreme guy.
Right.
I do like the fact that we've got this constant crunching in the background for the pretzels, which is funny. I apologize to our listeners. Jim and I are still working on our pretzels, trying to figure out if this changes the beer any, and I have not been able to make it.
No,
I think it tastes better with
Yeah?
pretzels.
Really? You say no?
I'm still, it's diminishing the hot feeling, the throat spicer. Is that what we called it?
Throat stinger.
Throat stinger. Yeah, the throat stinger. It diminishes
The
that.
uvula tickler. That's hard.
Yes.
Uvula tickler. That's hard to say.
Uvula stimulator.
I don't think it changes anything for me.
I'm surprised you wanted pretzels as salty as you thought it was to begin with. Like, hey, let's make it saltier.
But these pretzels aren't salty, though. I mean, they are, but it's what's the coating on?
There's just spice, and I wanted to see if that changed because obviously marinara is not just tomato, right?
Right.
You've got oregano and you've
Garlic.
got garlic, and you've got salt, and you've got different, onion. I was just wanting to see because a lot of the similar spices on these pretzels.
Isn't it called gravy?
No,
It's not gravy.
it's some people say.
Sauce.
I say no.
You're not a real Italian.
Depends on where you're from in Italy, and I'm not originally technically from Italy.
That's what I said. You're not a real Italian.
Sidetrack story real quick. Did you guys? I was looking at this article recently that somebody was doing some quote unquote fishing off of a bridge in Louisiana into one of the little rivers using a magnet, and he was picking up metal, and he pulled up a dumbbell padlocked to a human skull. I'm trying to figure out.
Padlocked.
Right. Think through that visually. How would one padlock
Through your nose and the mouth?
either
Right.
that or
kinda
through
one
the
thing-
I don't know. I was
Like somebody like a
whoa.
little septum, but of course the nose would fall off. Like a little
There's
thing, like
no
a little
nose.
septum piercing. They had a little padlock. Padlock.
There's only a skull, and it's been there for a long time, and it's still padlocked to
Oh,
a
yeah.
15-pound dumbbell.
Only 15 pounds?
Well, first
I guess
off,
if you're taking the head down.
I was going to say, first off, if you have something padlocked to your skull, it probably is not going to take much more to take you out.
Right.
But I'm just trying to figure out, how does that even make sense? I was hoping they would have not hoping, but I was
A
like, I
murder
want to see
investigation.
Yeah. So they're investigating it now. I'm just trying to figure out the picture of what that would look like. I'm like, how does that even work? But I was like, as soon as I read it, I was
a big
like,
padlock.
whoa.
It would seem that the person in question lost their head.
I knew it was coming.
I know he was searching for the right button. I was like, I know
I was
it's
searching
there.
for what to say.
When you get you a pair of sunglasses, so you can.
Throw the glasses on every time he does it. Man, I cannot find a reason to say I would absolutely want this beer again.
Right.
No,
It's not my thing.
It's not horrible. It's not great. I like 6 points. Like
That's Delaware.
They've done other things that I've really liked. This is okay.
Yeah.
Nice try on the appeal for the can art.
Well, and I even like the idea that Mike's Hot
It would make
Honey-
me think it was tasting like a pizza.
I think I've got one
Yeah.
can left at home. I might have to
You need to try it with a pizza.
get some pizza.
Yeah, and let me know what you think, because by itself, I'm not a fan. With pretzels, nope, not really any better. I would want to see if that really does fit exactly what they're trying. I mean, they're marketing it in a very specific way. The perfect pizza beer. Okay, well, I accept that challenge, except we don't have any pizza.
Yeah.
I get a lot. Got to use your imagination.
Yeah. The more it warms up, the more I get the that kind of banana-iness I get from Hefeweizen.
Mm-hmm. It's the farm yeast.
But not more funk or more of the hay or the straw. Like some farmhouse ales, I don't get so much of the banana. I get more of the funk. This I get a lot more banana, less funk, which is weird. When I think of pizza, I don't think of banana. So things aren't jiving to me.
Banana pepper.
All right. In what way would banana fit onto a pizza? What else is on that pizza?
Awkwardly,
pineapple.
that's how it fit.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter pizza.
Peanut butter, banana, cinnamon, Mike's Hot Honey,
Okay. So let me ask you a
little
question.
dessert pizza.
If that's the case, yes. Can a pizza be a pizza if A, it does not have marinara, or B, it at least does not have
Cheese.
cheese?
Think about the fruit pizzas with like cream cheese and
It's
like
not a pizza.
kiwis.
That's what he's saying. Are those pizzas? Okay. Let's
Or
see
is that
them.
more of a
Let's-
I try not to think of those.
Let's go a little more
Pastry.
traditional. Let's go like a pizza with a white sauce or like a basil pesto on it instead
But
of
it's still
marinara.
got cheese.
that
But
does.
you said
Marinara or
Marinara
cheese?
Or at least
Yeah.
okay.
cheese. Because there's hummus pizza, which is literally it's the pizza crust with just hummus on it and honey.
No, that's just the hummus from Tenfold.
That's a
It's
pastry.
very good, by the way.
They got rid of it, I think.
I know it's
That's a pastry.
pretty much
Like a baked pastry.
Or
It's not a
fruits
pizza.
and different things like that.
Right.
What constitutes pizza?
I mean, in the expectation and perception of the public, something having to do with marinara sauce and or cheese.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why when you said I'm not against the idea of banana and peanut butter. I'm all in on that. Peanut butter and banana sandwiches are
They're
delicious.
You call it a flatbread.
But at that point, it's not. I struggle with it being a pizza. It's more of a conveyance unit.
A pastry. That's what it is.
What's Webster say?
That's what I'm going to find out. Go ahead. Yours.
Well, yeah, I would say pizza for me relies more on the dough, whether it's thin crust or thick crust. If it's in a circle or a square and you can slice it up and it's kind of got some layered element to it, to me, that's pizza. But, each to their own.
So what would be
she-
the
she is
pizza
from-
Each to their
and
own
a
personal pan
flatbread?
pizza. Is that-
I mean, she is from Cleveland, so
Yeah, I got some crazy opinions.
What would constitute a pizza from the state south of New York? What is that?
did you?
New Jersey.
Jay,
I don't know. I've
Jersey.
never been there. New Jersey.
you're not missing much.
Why is it called pizza? Speculation that pizza came from the Greek word pita, which means pie. However, some historians believe that pizza also came from the Langobardic word bizo, which means bite. But the Standard Oxford Dictionary says a dish of Italian origin consisting of a flat, round base of dough baked with a topping of tomato sauce and cheese, typically with added meats or vegetables.
Yes.
I would agree with that.
Yes.
I think everything else would be
hogwash.
Yes.
Yes.
But still,
utter
again,
hogwash there, Mike.
still good. I have no problem with it. I've eaten different types of varieties of what is called a pizza that has neither cheese nor
Man, y'all remember that chocolate pizza from Pizza Hut back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a pizza, though.
So good. I don't
That's
care.
a pastry.
I don't care. It was so good.
They were probably the originators of what's
I'll
no
probably
longer
hate it
considered
now,
a pizza.
but-
Yeah.
It was when they started doing the cinnamon breadsticks, and then they came out with the chocolate pizza. And
When you could go into like the Pizza Hut and sit down and they had, oh man.
Yeah, they had like a little buffet.
It was a straight vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was. Going to Pizza Hut was an event. That was good.
So I worked at Pizza Hut in high school, and Randall, my very good friend, did as well. And my mom was a manager there, which is how we ended up, just saying, oh, it makes sense, we'll go work there. Mom was always fun to work with. And we worked in the kitchen. And after we ended up having like a half day where he and I were working. So we went out, or we were visiting or something like that. And we were sitting in a booth, and there was a lady that I swear to God, she was probably like 350, 400 pounds walking around the buffet, which is, of course, the buffet was ideal for getting a lot of options and a lot of options. And I heard, "Eek," and the whole building shook. My shoulder. We were like, oh no. We turned around, and this poor lady had slipped on something, like somebody had dropped a slice of pizza or a pepperoni, and this woman slipped on it. The whole building shook. It was crazy.
Yikes.
What?
So did she sue?
What? Why are you
No,
looking
she
at
got
me like
up
that?
and she had more pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Can't get in the way of pizza, man.
Look, I'm the guy, I was the toilet guy. I shoved people's heads in toilets for crying out loud.
What does that have anything to do with
I played the without
being
laughing
a
sound effect.
bystander?
Yeah.
He's
I didn't
comfortable with the third circle of hell.
Oh, not very much.
I didn't do that. I wasn't that guy. I was a guy who was bullied. So
I don't know what the
Carly's tired.
which of the sins end up in
I
which
slept
level,
good.
anyways.
I don't know.
It's the beer.
Yeah.
The 10 a.m. beers.
I really don't know where else to go with this, guys. I'm sorry. I cannot think of anything else. I cannot think of a pairing. I cannot think of. It's just I would try.
Apparently, pizza.
I would try it with pizza. Maybe hot chicken.
Maybe it tastes like the East River.
Hot and hot. I don't know.
It's thin on the tongue. It's not heavy. Just doesn't carry much.
It's kind of meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's meh.
Yeah.
But maybe we need to try, like, to your point, with pizza.
Right. Certain beers, I guess, if they're saying that's what it's for, then I apologize for not having us prepared correctly for this. But I mean, a beer is a beer, right?
Yeah. Right.
I wouldn't say that my pizza is a pizza, a
Unless you
beer
had a
style
beer.
pizza that has to be eaten with a beer. So I don't know. I'm going to give this a 4,
Oof.
Yeah.
maybe a 3.5 to a 4,
Probably
somewhere in there.
I'm giving it 3 meh.
I was going just over middle of the road at like 5.5. Like I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
I won't buy it again. But I'm not mad at it. We've definitely had beers on here where I went, that was disgusting. That tastes like wet brown paper towel.
Right.
What would it look like if you were mad at a beer?
Go back and watch the Dogfish Low-Cal episode.
Yeah. That was the Delaware beer.
Yeah.
That was the wet paper towel beer.
Yeah.
There's a little of that in this.
It's just, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried it.
It's
We're moving
a
on.
good idea. I think it could be done maybe a little bit better. I could have used a little bit more of the chili spice to it, a little bit more of the hotness.
More flavor.
Yeah.
Just kind of like plain.
If it was a little bit sweeter,
Okay.
I think a little bit more sweet.
More
to it.
honey.
Yeah.
More honey. I mean,
If
yeah,
this
it's
was
more
a
than my
honey
hot.
blonde,
Yeah.
if this was a honey blonde, I think it would work better than a farmhouse ale.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like the idea of the funk and the pepperiness of the farmhouse mixing with the hot honey. It makes sense, on paper. And I think it still could work. I just think it maybe needs to be tweaked a little bit, and I still don't think it would be fantastic. But I think with a little tweaking, it could be better.
Yeah. I would say like similar to Ben, 5 out of 10.
I was lowest score.
They're being nice and riding right in the middle.
I'm the guy.
Well,
I'm throwing this one in the toilet, man.
Again, I didn't hate it. I just
Yeah.
didn't love it.
Yeah.
Like if I hadn't, it's.
I mean, I did. I put it away. So
Yeah, beer rating is one of those weird things of where there's definitely like it's not a linear scale from 0 to 10, right?
Not every beer can be a winner.
Right. But like the further you get away from 10, the bigger the difference is. Like the difference between a 1 and a 3 and a 3 and a 6 is probably about the same, if that makes sense.
it's definitely beer that makes me wish we would have put it in the middle of the recording of these episodes and saved the PB&J for the last. That would have been a good way. We're in. This is like a recording session that's similar to The Empire Strikes Back. It just ends on a down note, right?
Right. It leaves me hanging, wanting pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if pizza would save this.
If you listen to everybody in this episode, everybody's like this.
Yes,
Like,
the beer.
we started off like, we
This is-
have beer.
If Ales and Tales were on NPR, that's what we turned into.
We've lost a bit of steam, and I will not say. Normally, our third episodes are wild. This is a third episode that unfortunately is lacking a little bit. It's just as I feel this is lacking a little bit. I'd be curious to have the other beers. Again, no beer is a representation of necessarily how a brewery is or a brewmaster's style or anything like that. You just can't have every single one being an award winner.
Right.
This one for me, not it.
Not it.
No.
Same here.
It wins an award, just not one you want to win.
That was good. Caught me off guard with that, man. Yeah.
Does this win the Delaware Award?
The Delawares?
The Delaware?
Gets-
we need to start the Delawares on the show.
Gets the
This
Delaware
this
Awards.
belongs to the Delawares.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, if you're out and about and you see it and you like a little bit of a kick of some spice, some heat, it's got a little kick of heat. If you don't like a sweet beer, it's not a
It's
sweet
not
beer.
sweet. Yeah, it says honey, but it lied.
Yeah. There's more in there if you want it.
There's more here too.
Carly, look like you
No.
need more.
Nope.
Carly's good.
For a 5, she's like, I ain't touching it.
She's like, I'd rather go out and eat cat turds in the garden.
She actually sounded a little excited about that.
You said the word.
Yeah.
You said the word
Barn
cat. She said,
Yeah, I blacked out.
Does
the
that
rest
mean
of
I can
her.
go see the cat again?
that's right.
No, I need to see her daughter. I haven't seen her daughter yet.
Is that one out there?
I didn't see it.
Oh.
Just,
I
just,
thought you saw the kittens.
No.
just
Well,
barn cat right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Anyway, before we get on the cats and tails or ales and cats,
Cattails.
cattails. The brewery. I'm sure that they've got some good stuff. So check them out if you get a chance.
Yeah, it's a
Six
setup.
Point Brewery. Mike's Hot Honey is good. 6 Point Brewery. You said you've had some
Yeah,
other
I've
stuff. That's
had
good.
the triple, the resin, which is the triple IPA. I liked it. Good
Cool.
and dank.
Yeah, if you see this around and you're gonna have pizza, give it a shot. Let us know what you think because I'd be curious to see what it is like with a pizza. Just because it's not what it is here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So on this episode,
5.5
wrapping up.
mass.
Till next time.
We're all so mad.
Till next time, guys.
Ales and Tales.
Bye.
The Ales and Tales
All right,
podcast.
Signing off.
There you go.
Enjoy.